Well, I'm not Linda Hurley. My name is Wendy Looker, and I am here on behalf of the Opioid Treatment Association of Rhode Island. And Linda is with me, and she'll do part of our presentation. We are here to represent 2,600 patients who are now involved in an opioid treatment program health home. When I was watching the slides before, I thought, well, how does this really fit in? The slides talked about innovation, efficiency, and decreasing cost. The overall goal of the opioid treatment program health homes is to decrease hospital stays or readmissions, to decrease skilled nursing facility admissions, and to decrease ER visits. Our patients are some of the biggest users of Medicaid dollars, and by being in a health home, they have a team of people that are appointed to them at the treatment program, which they see sometimes on a daily basis. So we've gotten them PCPs, we've gotten them mental health providers. They don't need to go to the ER. A ton of money is saved by being able to point them to either a health center or to a primary care doctor. Since we started this about 36 months ago, we have worked with the state, BHDDH, EOHHS, and we thank them very much. We thank you guys for listening to us tonight to tell us about the innovative things that we want to save. We want you to consider keeping in the future. And I'm going to let Linda take it a little from here.
Okay. I would just like to add, because we are representing 2,600 people in the state when we're standing here, some of the most vulnerable as well, folks that can't speak for themselves, and many that are homeless, as Dan spoke to. And so what this OTP Health Home does the very community piece that others have spoken to in bringing a team together between RNs, case managers, and really assisting a really vulnerable population in reaching the goals that they set for themselves through providing the services. And there's some projected savings. It's in the paper that we have handed out that were based on Medicaid numbers earlier. And I'm going to switch that because I couldn't just not talk about the 2,600 people we represent. But I want to talk a little bit, 10 seconds worth, of the context within this conversation is happening. And that has to do with the economy of Rhode Island. So when we look at a program that has matching funds, first off, which someone had spoken to earlier, we're looking at 60 full-time positions, multiple part-time positions that have been created in Rhode Island, and everything that's associated with that, from a reduction in unemployment benefits, increased income tax base, increased consumer spending, therefore increased taxes from the purchase of consumer goods and services. It's also important to note, and I'm just going to read this and for time's sake here, it's important to note that this initiative cost $9.1 million. Okay? Originally 90% of that were federal dollars, it wasn't Rhode Island dollars. And moving forward, $4.2 million of it's going to be federal dollars. So we have new money coming into the state. So you have new money which is being spent, not just for health home employment, not just for health home employees, but for all costs associated with developing it. You got IT, you got construction, you have all kinds of spending going on. And spending kind of begets spending, in an economic model. So we're looking at an economic impact of new outside dollars that's probably immeasurable. So you combine that outside context with what we're talking about here and the needs of the 2,600 people we are currently serving. And I really just hope that those of you that are working with the governor in this can, really recognize the dual savings here, because I was looking at the slide, and again, a healthy population creates a healthier economic situation all the way around. The last piece that we have is just also asking you, those of you in the task force and anyone else, to please access us at any time. You're welcome to any opioid treatment program to come and see the health home in action. talk to the folks that are being served. That's really where it's important. And also just to look at how very closely this aligns with the task force guiding principles. Okay, thank you.